occasionally, the very fabric of your reality seems to pause, as if the entire cosmos is taking a sharp, expectant breath. In that heavy silence, an arrival is imminent. A fleeting look, a stranger who feels instantly familiar. They do not crash into your world. They drift in softly, like a distant melody your spirit has already memorized. You talk, and something ancient stirs. This isn't a mere memory, but a profound alignment. What if you are on the verge of meeting an individual who doesn't just visit your life, but fundamentally restructures your essence? Carl Jung argued these encounters are far from accidental. He explored the concept of synchronicity, the union of opposites, and the profound ways our internal landscape prepares for evolution through human mirrors. Some people appear not to comfort you, but to trigger your metamorphosis. Within this journey, we explore 4 quiet indicators that you are approaching a connection that will redefine your identity and unveil your true potential. What if this internal turbulence is actually a herald of their approach? A person whose entry isn't luck, but a necessary ritual, a reflection of a process already blooming within you. Jung believed that the external world inevitably echoes our internal shifts. He termed this divine timing synchronicity, those odd, purposeful overlaps that bypass logic but feel incredibly intentional. These aren't mishaps, they are soulful signatures. They are evidence that something deep inside is waking up and beginning to influence your physical surroundings. Jung maintained that when we hit specific milestones, times of intense inquiry following major life endings, during spiritual expansions, or periods of total confusion, the subconscious projects outward and someone starts traveling toward you, not because you made a wish, but because your evolution demands it. He noted that what we encounter in others is simply the reflection of our own internal state. This is the bedrock of profound connection, resonance over romance. Some label it fate, Jung called it archetypal resonance. Your inner world is bracing to see itself in another person. These meetings are rarely painless. They might be temporary, yet they are always transformative. They manifest once you have carved out enough internal space to hold them. When your spirit seeks growth rather than safety, a response is triggered. Indication 1. Your internal landscape feels completely unsettled before they ever arrive. Your core starts to pivot, not with a bang, but with a whisper, like moving furniture in a quiet house at midnight. You might wake up feeling out of place, as if your old goals no longer fit, or your heart is clearing a seat for a guest you haven't named. Jung taught that change originates in the shadows of the mind. Before the catalyst arrives, the soul must first prepare the altar. Ancient habits resurface. You find yourself facing ghosts you thought were gone. Old scars, desires, and anxieties. You feel out of sync in your usual spots, distant from longtime friends. The old joys feel hollow. This isn't sadness or madness, it is a recalibration. You are being tuned like a cello for a symphony you haven't heard yet. Often, that music is meant for a duet. Jung believed the psyche is prophetic. It feels the impending shift before the intellect can define it. So, if you feel like you are coming apart, do not fear. Observe carefully. You aren't shattering, you are being redesigned. This internal chaos is sacred, because growth doesn't knock on a tidy door. It enters when the structure is ready for renovation. Indication 2. Meaningful coincidences begin to accelerate. As your mind shifts, the world starts talking back. You notice a specific name everywhere. You hear a childhood lullaby in a strange place, the same one from your dreams. Random people bring up the exact secret you've been contemplating. This isn't luck. This is synchronicity, Jung's most profound realization. He believed that when the deep mind stirs, it bends external reality to mirror your internal state. He suggested that the universe organizes events to validate your growth. You see symbols, sequences, and patterns. You feel pulled to a location for no reason, only to find a vital clue waiting. You sense that life is collaborating with you, not working against you. Synchronicities are the breadcrumbs of destiny. They don't always lead to the person, they lead to the version of you capable of meeting them. If the signs are screaming, if reality feels like it's looking you in the eye, pay attention. This is the psyche's art, a way of saying you are nearly there. Consider the moments where time seems to fold. You think of a concept and a book falls off the shelf. You feel a sudden urge to change your route home, and you encounter a situation that sparks a realization. These are the gears of the psyche moving the world. Indication 3. You begin to confront the parts of yourself you've hidden away. The individual who changes your life is never just a stranger. They are someone who meets you in the places you've avoided. Before that union, your psyche demands an audit. You feel old grief returning. You acknowledge suppressed hungers. You face fears that want to be integrated, not exiled. This is the work of the shadow. Jung believed our greatest teachers are mirrors. They project our hidden wounds and our unexpressed power. You might face your fear of being seen right before meeting someone who looks straight through your mask, or your internal drive softens just before a partner appears who balances that peace. These unions don't require perfection. They require authenticity. They happen when you've done enough digging to stand before another and see a mirror rather than a fantasy. As Jung famously hinted, we don't find what we desire, we attract what we are. Becoming that person is the true work. The shadow is not a place of evil, but a reservoir of potential. When you reclaim your shadow, you increase your magnetic capacity. You become more substantial, more grounded, and therefore more recognizable to the person who is vibrating on that same frequency. Indication 4. A profound serenity or knowing takes hold. After the chaos and the signs, something settles. You stop the desperate hunt for affection or approval. A holy quietness arrives. You haven't met them yet, but your spirit knows they are close. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a grounded certainty that emerges when your internal and external worlds align. Jung would call this the self, the core of your being stepping into the light. You stop looking for a savior to fix your life. Instead, you feel ready for a conscious bond because you have become whole on your own. It is the great irony. You attract what you have already fostered within. Even if the person is still invisible, the magnetic pull is active. Loneliness is not being alone, but being unable to share your truth. Now, you are ready to speak that truth to someone who understands the language. When you reach that center point, the world responds because your soul is finally projecting a clear signal. This signal is not a cry for help, but an invitation for recognition. It is the frequency of a person who has made peace with their own complexity. So who is this approaching figure? They may not fit your expectations. They might be a mentor, a rival, a creative partner, or a brief encounter. But their entry marks a threshold. Jung believed these meetings are archetypal. They carry the weight of myth. They wake up dormant parts of your soul. They don't complete you, they reveal you. They might arrive when you've let something go, or when you least expect a disruption. But one thing is certain, you cannot return to your former self once they appear. Not because of their power, but because of what they triggered in you. Jung said we meet ourselves in many disguises. This person is one of those sacred masks, a doorway appearing as a human being. How do you prepare? Not by searching, but by aligning. Document your fears, listen to your dreams, and follow the strange pulls of curiosity. Go where you feel most alive. Authenticity is the only magnet you need. The soul doesn't want perfect, it wants real. As Rumi suggested, your job isn't to find love, but to remove the walls you built against it. To deepen this preparation, look at your life as a series of symbolic gestures. The way you treat your space, the way you speak to yourself, the way you honor your boundaries, these are all messages to the universe that you are ready for a higher level of interaction. You are essentially clearing the guest room for a holy visitor. This visitor isn't here to stay necessarily, but they are here to provide the key to the next room of your house. Furthermore, recognize that the person who changes everything is often a catalyst for individuation. Individuation is the process of becoming the person you were always intended to be, unique, whole, and distinct from the collective. Sometimes the universe sends someone into our life to break us out of a mold that has become too small for us. This person might challenge your beliefs, disrupt your routine, or ignite a passion you didn't know you possessed. Even if the relationship is difficult, its value lies in the movement it creates. Static souls don't meet their reflections. Only those in motion can encounter the divine friction of another soul. Pay attention to the dreams you are having during this phase. Jungian psychology places immense weight on the dream world as a map of the unconscious. Are you dreaming of bridges? Of new houses? Of strangers whose faces you can't see but whose presence feels overwhelming? These are the blueprints of the meeting. Your unconscious is rehearsing the encounter. It is acclimating your nervous system to the intensity of the change that is coming. When the meeting finally happens in the physical world, your soul will feel a sense of déjà vu, not because you've been there before in time, but because you've been there before in spirit. The meeting itself may be quiet. We often expect fireworks, but the most profound shifts usually happen in the stillness. It might be a conversation in a coffee shop that feels like it lasts an eternity. It might be a silent understanding with a stranger on a train. It might be the sudden realization that a long-time acquaintance is actually the mirror you've been seeking. The form doesn't matter as much as the resonance. When you feel that resonance, don't rush it. Don't try to label it or lock it down. Let it breathe. Let it do the work it came to do. Somewhere, someone is likely walking toward you right now, guided by the same invisible tide. They don't know your face, but they know your resonance. They are navigating their own synchronicities, facing their own shadows, and feeling their own internal world being moved in the dark. You are 2 points of light slowly drifting toward a collision that has been scripted by your own growth. You won't have to hunt them down. You will know them with a sense older than sight. Your spirit will finally rest, and when they arrive, it won't be a storm, but a stillness, a feeling that this was always meant to be. This was never just about them. It was about finding yourself so that when they arrived you were ready to be seen. This is the path of individuation. It is the alchemy of the soul, turning the lead of our daily confusion into the gold of conscious awareness. This process requires patience and a willingness to be uncomfortable. It requires you to look at the signs not as good or bad, but as indicators of direction. If you are feeling the pull, if you are seeing the patterns, if you are facing the shadow, be encouraged. You are not lost. You are being found. You are being prepared for a sacred exchange. In the coming days, try to walk through the world with soft eyes. Don't look for the person. Look for the feeling of being home. When you find that feeling within yourself, the person will appear. This is the law of resonance. This is the promise of Jung's synchronicity. You are a creator of your reality, and your psyche is currently weaving the threads of a new chapter. Please like this video if you felt a connection to these words. It helps our community grow. Tell us in the comments if you felt these shifts in your own life. Your stories are the evidence of this work. Remember to subscribe to Shadow of Minds to continue this journey of deep exploration. May the signs be clear. May the mirrors be bright, and may you be ready to listen when the soul finally speaks. The journey doesn't end with the meeting. The meeting is just the beginning of a new way of being. Once the mirror has been held up, you have a choice to look away or to dive deeper. The person who changes everything is a gift, but the change itself is your responsibility. They are the spark, but you are the fire. As you move forward, keep the stillness you've found. Carry the calm of the knowing with you. You are no longer a person waiting for life to happen. You are a person participating in the grand unfolding of the psyche. Every person you meet from here on out will be a reflection of this new awareness. The world has become a larger place because you have become a larger soul. Trust the timing. Trust the silence. Trust the arrival. The cosmos has taken its breath, and now it is time for the exhale. Be ready to breathe with it. Be ready to be changed. Be ready to become who you were always meant to be.